They will play Clarendon College in the Olivia Shield.
Jamaica, make we do the right thing. Make we live good today for a better tomorrow. Talk it out. Don't fight it out. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
6:30.
Lead story brought to you by VC Electrical Sales. Quality products at affordable prices.
Good evening. Tonight we turn our full attention to the unfolding recovery effort after Category 5 Hurricane Melissa, which has left thousands of Jamaicans displaced and entire communities, especially across western Jamaica, devastated. Now, as we take a closer look at what recovery really looks like in the midst of the destruction, we are going beyond the care packages. We're also witnessing remarkable acts of compassion. Hundreds of Jamaicans have been stepping up, volunteering their time, their resources, their skills to help families begin the difficult recovery or the journey of rebuilding their lives. This is Lead Story, and I'm Giovanni Dennis. Now, as we mentioned, we'll be looking at the recovery efforts post Hurricane Melissa, but first we are beginning with an item, or a developing news item. We learned that 5 persons are now dead following an accident on the PJ Patterson Highway. And to give us the very latest on this story, we have the head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Dr. Gary McKenzie. Dr. McKenzie, thank you so much for joining us.
Right. Good evening to you. Good evening to the viewers.
When we spoke about half an hour ago, when you spoke with our news center, Dr. McKenzie, 5 persons were confirmed dead. Does that number remain, firstly?
Right. That number remains as far as we know up to now.
Could you give us some information in terms of what happened with this accident earlier this afternoon?
Right. So we are carrying out investigations as it relates to this incident. What we have learned so far is that at about 3 p.m., a Toyota IS motor truck was traveling easterly along the PJ Patterson Highway. It had about 20 passengers on board. What we understand is that once it reached in the vicinity of Old Harbour or the Sharper Lane area, for some reason the vehicle veered to the left. It went off the roadway and overturned. As a result of that, several of the passengers were seriously injured, as well as the vehicle suffered serious damage. Unfortunately, when some of the persons were taken to hospital, 3 males and 2 females were pronounced dead. We are continuing our investigation. We are seeking to gather evidence. The driver is also hospitalized. So at the moment, we are continuing to gather information around it.
We heard that there was a blown out tire on the vehicle. Can you say whether you've heard reports of that that may have also contributed to the accident?
Well, the thing about crashes is that you tend to hear a lot of things. What we have begun to do, though, is to examine all the evidence as it relates to the scene, the vehicle, and what other potential witnesses may have to contribute to our investigation.
In one of the videos seen by our news center, we could see persons removing a young child, perhaps no more than 4 or 5. Can you state what the level of injury is to that young child?
Right. There was a 1-year-old male on board. Fortunately, not very serious injury.
Yeah. And in terms of those injured, can you say what's the level of their injuries for those hospitalized? So how many are seriously injured, stable or minor injuries?
Well, as I have stated earlier, from fatal to serious to some minor. So, we are tracking them at the moment.
Okay. All right. I want to thank you so very much. And this brings the number of fatalities since the start of this year. What's the latest now?
Unfortunately, we are at 342. and that is 11 more than last year. And so as we venture into the Yuletide season, we have to take precautions. That particular roadway is one of our hotspots. And the tendency of persons, especially when it comes on to this time of the year, is to try to maximize, especially those persons who drive for profit, meaning public passenger and commercial vehicles. And so we have to continue to monitor them, but we hope that they will be responsible. We also know that because we are coming out of a disaster and persons might have lost a lot of ground, then people will try to make up. The thing is that we have to recognize that we have to be conscious about what we are doing, and notwithstanding the challenges that we have to seek to preserve life on the roadways.
All right, so under 342 is up to the same period last year.
That is right. That is how it's up to the same period, up to today, right?
All right, so we continue to monitor this story. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Gary Mackenzie, Assistant Commissioner of Police, the head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch of the JCF. We take our first break then here on Lead Story. When we come back, we hear from Jamaicans doing good for those affected by Hurricane Melissa. We'll be right back.
Visit VC's Electrical Sales today at 21 Mannings Hill Road, Kingston 8. Come see why VC's Electrical Sales is your go-to for quality electrical supplies at great prices. Check our website to see a sample of our products or call us for the full inventory at 876-622-9800. VC's Electrical Sales, also known as VC's Electrical Depot.
Our hearts go out to everyone affected by the recent hurricane.
We're celebrating 138 years, and as a part of our commitment, the OEC is organizing a relief drive to help those in need.
Your dreams don't have to pause. Your education is still with you.
That's why we have extended the registration deadline for the May-June 2026 CXC examinations. Private candidates, you may complete your registration online, or you may visit any of our offices and complete the process using your credit or debit card.
Because even in these challenging times,
your future is worth fighting for.
at the OEC, we hold firm in what we believe.
At the Carpet Store, we bring comfort to every step with flooring that blends softness and style. From carpets and rugs to durable vinyl flooring and expert installation services, we have everything you need to transform your space. And when it's time for a refresh, our carpet and upholstery cleaning service brings your flooring back to life. Visit us at 18 Dunbarton Avenue, Kingston. The Carpet Store, because you deserve the best.
Welcome back to Lead Story here on CVM TV. I'm Giovanni Dennis. Now, joining us in this segment of the program, we have licensed general dentist Dr. Zania Dawes, Executive Director of Young Women of Purpose and Young Men of Purpose, Dr. Bridget Barrett, and volunteer Odine Barrett. Now, both sets of people have been on the ground, moving through battered communities, delivering supplies, offering direct assistance, and standing with residents who have been affected psychologically and are trying to pick up the pieces. Now, we want to start with Zania Dawes, and I should declare that when I saw some of what Dr. Dawes was sharing on her social media pages, she was interacting with people in St. Elizabeth. There was one lady in particular that she was speaking with who was, bigging her up. She gave her some brand new clothes, but not only that, they were there with them throughout the day. Dr. Dawes, first tell me, what's it like being there on the ground in the community with these people, and why did you decide to do more than just a care package, as you were telling me off air?
Hi, good night, Giovanni. So, what's it like being there? It is heartbreaking, to say the least. It's more than just rubble, it's more than just broken homes. It's broken spirits, livelihoods. It's a lot of despair, but despite all of that, people's hopes and dreams and the potential of rebuilding is still high. Why did I choose to take this route? Is because of how it impacted me. For the leading days after the hurricane, I was depressed. I was sad, and I saw Adin's posts. I was in tears, and I saw his post, and I'm like, I have to do something. If I'm feeling this way, and I was not the one who went through it, I can't imagine what anybody else who is down there experiencing it is feeling. And I said that, you know what, this is my calling. This is a message from the Lord to say, hey, you need to be somewhere. There's somebody who needs to feel your impact, and there's something I have for you to do. Yeah. So I messaged him and I said, Bernard, I need to help. I'm here to help. What can I do?
And Bernard is what you call Odin Barrett. That's your friend.
Yes, he is. Yes,
and
he is.
Let's bring him in right now. Odin Barrett, tell me, I saw you even riding a bike, Mr. Barrett, and Zania Dawes on the back of the bike with you. Hopefully we can bring up that image of the both of you there. Where in St. Elizabeth exactly were you at that time, and what were you doing that day?
Hi, Giovanni. So it's Odin Bernard. But yes, we were in St. Elizabeth going through the Parity district. Parity, I mean, it's devastating down there. There's a complete road that's broken in two. Persons can't traverse as they used to. They have to walk through pretty much a pond just to get to the other side of the community or to get into their closest town, which is Black River, which is also completely destroyed just the same. But we had a bike is pretty much one of our easier mode of transit because, you know, if you're in vehicles are the bigger units, you'll be stuck in traffic. There's one way, there are trees and everything in the road, so the bikes just gets us through a lot easier.
Yeah, and what are some of the activities that yourself and Dr. Dawes have done so far?
Right, so it's since the hurricane passed, we would have went down the immediate day after. I would have family from the area, and just a lack of communication had us very flustered. So myself and a few friends, we went down there the day after the hurricane. We couldn't get to our families on the following day, so we went again the following day, and we saw what was happening on the ground, and that's pretty much where everything started. We started posting and documenting what we're seeing. Everybody kept reaching out. How is this person? How is this area? How do I get to this place? And we just came back to Kingston. We just came together and saw the need that we need to do something as a group of friends, a group of young professionals in the corporate space. And since then, we've just been going back week after week, just assisting any little way that we can.
Yeah, and in terms of partners, who are you partnering with your projects so far?
It's quite a few. Each week we have a different set of partners. The most recent would have Matthew Jones and the Scream team. Previously, we would have partnered even with the Stewart's Auto team, GWM Jamaica. They would have seen our efforts and they gave us a pickup truck for the weekend just for us to traverse through the areas and carry the loads that we have much better. Previously, we would have partnered with the DJs of Jamaica. There's a lot. Buns Entertainment. There's a lot.
Yeah, you mentioned the Parity area in St. Elizabeth, and I want to bring in Dr. Bridget Barnett here. Dr. Barnett, I saw a video that was shared by Indy McClymont Lafayette with the team out there in Parity, and what you've decided to do is actually adopt a community. Tell us about what you're doing.
Thanks, Giovanni. I wanted to clarify, I'm not the executive director for YWAP. My family and friends have partnered with Young Women and Men of Purpose, so that's the alignment. So we've been to Parity 7 times. We've mobilized 50 plus skilled volunteers from project managers, logistics, builders, etc. And so far, we've adopted a holistic approach, and we're to the left of what Adine just mentioned. So we're very targeted at the square to the left of the broken road. That's where we are, supporting about 30 families. So what we've done to date, we've built 2 homes. We've renovated at least 3 roofs, house roofs. We've renovated a shop. We've restocked a shop because we feel it's very, very important to get the community up and running. And in that model, We've restocked the shop. A third of the goods the shopkeeper can sell to earn, to get back on her feet. And the 2/3, we issued community vouchers. We also did 2 boat assessments, and now we have the invoice where we're going to be purchasing the supplies to renovate those boats. And we've looked at the spiritual side. We've also had mental health support who have provided individual and group counseling. And we had play therapy for the children when we were there last week. So we've adopted a full integration, and that's our full focus, even though we give care packages right throughout St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. But we've adopted this community, and we're here to stay, and we're bringing Christmas to them. We won't stay at home, but we'll be bringing Christmas to them as well.
Right. We're up on our final break here on Lead Story. Dr. Barrett, thank you so much. I do want to hear a little bit more of what you're doing and what you plan to do, and the next community, if any, that you plan to adopt. That's a very interesting initiative, but we take our final break here on Lead Story. Much more when we come back. Jamaicans doing good out in St. Elizabeth.
Every day starts with care. Care that's always close. SuperMed Family of Pharmacies is where you go for everything you need. From your morning routine to life's biggest moments, SuperMed Family of Pharmacies is always by your side. Whether it's prescriptions or household essentials, trust the care that's close to home. Super happy, super healthy, SuperMed.
Visit VC's electrical sales today at 21 Mannings Hill Road, Kingston 8. Come see why VC's electrical sales is your go-to for quality electrical supplies at great prices. Check our website to see a sample of our products, or call us for the full inventory at 876-622-9800. VC's Electrical Sales, also known as VC's Electrical Depot.
Alright guys, can we get the Lead Story host on set, please?
Welcome back to Lead Story. We're talking with Dr. Bridget Barnett, who is helping and working with a team out there in Parity, St. Elizabeth. They've adopted a community, helping them get back on their feet. Over 30 families are looking now at some of the images that they shared with us today. And I thought it was such a beautiful initiative. This is them out there giving care packages, but it's not just care packages. We see clothes, we see them rebuilding homes, putting in I mean, it's such a beautiful initiative. How many weeks have you gone out of the 6 weeks so far, Dr. Barrett?
So we've gone to Parity every week.
Yeah, and I know you said that it's 6 weeks that you're adopting the community for, but about how many weeks have you gone?
We've gone 3 weeks, and we intend to be there at least until March.
Oh, so you'll be staying there beyond the 6 weeks that you initially said?
Yes, given what we're seeing and hearing, we think it's important that we extend it, and so we've made that decision to be there for a longer period.
Oh, wow. Let me just say congratulations and full kudos to you for doing that. And you said based on what you're seeing, you've decided to stay a little bit longer. What exactly are you seeing?
I think we're seeing a lot of trauma from the children, from the elderly. We've had persons who have lost their loved ones who are not yet found. And so the type of individual and group counseling has to go beyond that 6 weeks. the level of debris and cleaning of the homes as well. I mean, the sand was waist height when I went to Parity first in the homes. So we're bringing teams to help to shovel out. I mean, homes are still needing that type of assistance. And the building work as well is critical. And because it's a fishing village, many of the fisher folks really need repairs with their boats to get back out to sea. Yeah. And it's not only getting back out, but coming back with the ability to store safely. And so we're going to be working, you know, to get them generators, refrigerators, having the health teams coming in.
And about how many persons are part of the team that you're working with, Dr. Barrett? I see a whole coast of busload there.
Yeah, 50 plus volunteers with different skill sets.
I wanted to bring on you, put on your hat now as a medical doctor, and I just want to bring in Dr. Dawes on this point as well, because I saw you, Dr. Dawes, in one of your videos actually treating someone, and I mean there, and for the both of you, there's an increase in leptospirosis. There's reports as well of tetanus, and there are concerns about dengue as well. What are you seeing on the ground where those issues are concerned? And I want to start with you, Dr. Dawes, because I saw you treating someone. Tell me what that was. Dr. Dawes, Zania Dawes, if you're speaking, you are muted.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry about that.
Yes.
So that video was just depicting days after the hurricane. That gentleman had stepped on a rusty nail, and I think a family member had removed the nail. However, it was infected. And another family member of his said, you know, oh, put the foot in hot water. However, at that point, the foot had been swollen for days. It was swollen from his toe all the way up to his knee, and he was in severe pain. And at that point, I never had much resources. I had to use the blade of a razor, break the razor, take out that very tiny blade. It wasn't sharp enough. Wash his foot with Dettol, alcohol, clean the foot, and incise the area that the nail was, drain it because it was infected, and dress it with the very little that I had, which was topical antibiotics, paper towel, and duct tape. While it may not have been ideal, it was the best that I had. There were other people who were injured by broken windows. I had to dress those with the very little resources, but most of the injuries, or what I've seen, is from debris being on the ground, the flood waters, not really being able to clean your home appropriately, and being at a disadvantage from that.
Wow. And for you, Dr. Barrett, what are you seeing in relation to these issues, the tetanus, the leptospirosis, or any suspected case of dengue as well?
We're seeing similar to what was just said. We've also seen medical teams on 2 of our visits. There was a medical team there twice, providing support to persons with different types of injuries and just sensitization in terms of the diseases that can affect them. So that's what we're seeing on the ground in terms of the medical aspect.
Yeah, with so much stagnant water on the ground and, you know, damaged infrastructure, what are your biggest worries right now about disease spread?
The biggest concern, based on what we're seeing, is some form of outbreak as it relates to vector-borne diseases. And I know the Ministry of Health has been doing some sensitization around this. And one of the things we plan, not for our next intervention, but trying to get information, because part of the challenge, Giovanni, is that they're not hearing and seeing anything. So we're trying to collate all the information from the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Labor, NHG, all the social services, and trying to get it to them when we go there for intervention to at least assist with the process.
Yeah, and that and from that perspective, I just want to bring in Odine Bernard again, the emotional state of people down there. What are you seeing on the ground so far, Odine?
Right, so as Dr. Barrett would have mentioned, there is definitely a lot of trauma. And in the midst of the trauma as well, you have persons who, despite all that they're going through, they are still hopeful, they are still high spirits, they still try to keep a joyful attitude just the same. But you know that when you look into their eyes, you can see the despair, you can see the trauma. And it's definitely taking an impact on everybody that's in the areas.
Yeah. All right. So, shameless plug right now for people who want to help, and I'm going to start with you, Dr. Zania Dawes and Odine Bernard. How can people get in touch with you if they want to help with your efforts? And then when next will you be heading down to St. Elizabeth, and where exactly will you be going?
Right. So, as I said, shameless plug, if anybody wants to, they can contact me via social media at Bernie_Mac. We go down every weekend. We skipped last weekend just to rest and catch up back with our daily lives. But we do go down every weekend, and the day or so before, we normally just check in with persons on the ground to just see which area is needing more attention. Yeah. So we try to make that decision closer to the time in which we're going to the area.
Yeah. And for you,
Similarly for me, Giovanni, I was going to say on social media, it's LA_SAGNE_. I also am located in Mandeville. My office is Exclusive Dental Care for those who are located in Mandeville. If you want to reach out, donate, you can stop by the office. That's fine. No problems there.
Yeah. Dr. Barnett, how do people get in touch with your team, and if they want to help or join your 50+ crew?
So they can call 876 or WhatsApp 876-296-1938. And I'm on Facebook, Bridget Barrett. On Instagram, Bridge_bar. And the support is needed for volunteers, building supplies, the Christmas, and we're going back out next Thursday, December 4th, for our next build of a home and to support the community.
All right, I want to thank all three of you so much, and just really and truly in Jamaican terms, big on up. I heard about your stories and I saw some of them on